In the past, I have made a video on what not to wear on a first date, but today I'd like to share some tips on what to wear for a first date. So I'm going to be sharing a few of my favorite shoes that I would personally wear on a first date. If this is your first time on my channel, then hello, my name is Rulla, and I post weekly videos on topics such as dating for marriage, self-development, travel, and a lot more. So if you're interested in any of those topics, make sure to subscribe and let's just get right into it. So the first shoe that I personally love for a first date, especially if it's spring or summertime, and if the date is during the day, like a brunch or a lunch, I personally love espadrilles. I feel like these shoes are effortless, they're classy, they're also generally made in neutral colors, so they match a lot of outfits, they look good with jeans, they look good with shorts, they look good with a dress, and they tend to be fairly comfortable. So if you're going on a date that involves a lot of walking or something like that, then I feel like espadrilles would be a great option, and they're a lot more feminine and elevated than just a typical pair of sneakers. The second type of shoe that I would recommend is a loafer. Now, I know loafers are not for everyone. For some women, they appear too masculine, or maybe they don't really just go with your style, but any sort of flat shoe would work here, like perhaps maybe a ballet flat would also do. But I personally love loafers. I am such a sucker for loafers. I think I have 3 pairs of loafers right now, and I wear them the majority of the time. I think that loafers have this timeless, classy sophistication to them. It's something that you could wear any age, any occasion. It never looks too dressed down, it never looks too dressed up. It's just right. I think that on a first date, sometimes us women, we go all out. We do the crazy makeup, we do our hair the most amazing way, we put on the highest heels, and honestly, that's not always going to yield the best results. We don't want to put so much effort into a first date. We don't even know this person. So I always think the less effort the better. Do a little bit less makeup, do a little bit less jewelry, maybe do a flat instead of a heel, because at this point, you're just figuring someone out. You're just getting to know them, and putting on this front is not only a little bit misleading, but this person is going to have this sort of expectation for you. It's better to show up on the first 3-4 dates in loafers or espadrilles, and then maybe on date 5 coming out with the heel. You definitely want to reflect your personal style in whatever shoe you decide to pick, and obviously this list is all about my style and what works for me. So just because I love loafers and I find them really comfortable and classy and cute, doesn't necessarily mean that they'll work for you. So just make sure to kind of tailor this list depending on your style and what you own. The third shoe that I love, which is a little bit more elevated, is a open toe mule. So mules tend to be heels that are a little bit chunkier, they're a lot more comfortable, they tend to not be as high in length, and I love mules because you're able to see your toes a little bit, you can see your pedicure, and they're shoes that you can just easily slip on. You don't need to think of what socks to wear, you don't need to put them with tights. It's just something that you can literally slip on, and I love that about mules. I find them to be very versatile, and I think that they work amazing with jeans, but they also work great with dresses and skirts as well. The fourth shoe that I recommend is more for the fall or winter, and these are closed toe booties. So I personally love booties, especially when they have a little bit of a short, thicker heel. So obviously you want to pick a pair that is more elegant, more feminine, more classy. I would stay away from like Doc Martens or anything that appears a little bit too grungy or masculine or like giving me like construction worker vibes. I would just prefer wearing that not on a first date. That's just personally what I recommend, but I think that booties are just a timeless choice. And actually, if you watched my other video on what not to wear, On a first date, in the end, I share what my ideal outfit would be for a first date, and actually booties were the shoes that I personally selected. So I am someone who is notorious for wearing booties on dates. I love them, they're comfortable, and they also give you that extra sense of warmth. So especially during the fall or winter, if you're doing a night date and if it's cold and maybe you could even do a little bit of walking, booties are just a staple. The next shoe that I love is a kitten heel. So this is something that's a lot more understated, it's a lot more feminine. There tends to be a little bit of embroidery or a little bit of detail, maybe some straps, and I find kitten heels to be ultra feminine. They're generally not very high in height, but they have such a feminine quality about them, especially just, I mean, the name, kitten heel. I love kitten heels, especially for a fancier date. If you're going to a nice restaurant, if you're going somewhere and you're wearing a dress, then perhaps loafers or booties or something like that would seem a little bit inappropriate. In that case, I would recommend a kitten heel. Now, the next shoe that I would recommend are a great pair of wedges. So wedges are super reliable, they are comfortable. A lot of us women love wedges because of that reason alone, but the nice thing is they give you height. So I definitely recommend wedges during the spring summer season. I think they're great for a date by the beach or by the lake or something by the water. They tend to have a kind of resort-like feel to them, and that's what I love about wedges. They're casual but yet elevated at the same time. And also wedges tend to also come in those neutral colors. Some of them tend to have kind of a wooden cork vibe, and I just feel like wedges match with so many outfits. I honestly love to wear wedges with a cute summer dress. I think that that would be a great first date outfit option. The last type of shoe that I recommend, which is going to be the most controversial, is a stiletto. Now, before I say that, I'm not talking about those crazy platform stilettos that are like meant for the strip club. I'm not talking about those stilettos from Louboutin that are like 5.5 inches. I am talking about stilettos that are maybe yay height. They have a little bit of strapping details, maybe they're simply just a slip-on kind of sandal, but stilettos tend to have a very thin heel. That's what makes a stiletto a stiletto. And I personally feel like stiletto heels can be so sexy and bold, and just something about them really screams sex appeal to me, just because I think the sharpness of the heel itself just makes it very ultra feminine. And they're just different from any other shoe type out there. So if you really want to play up your feminine goddess qualities and you really want to appear a little bit more, you know, sexy and just bold, then I would recommend a stiletto. Definitely not one that is too tall in height. And also keep in mind, if you're wearing a stiletto, you don't also want to wear a crazy revealing dress or something with a plunge neck. You want to wear a stiletto where it balances out the outfit. So maybe you're wearing a turtleneck dress, but you throw on a stiletto and it just balances these qualities of like being modest but also sexy. You could also wear a stiletto with some skinny jeans and a really cute corset top, so that can also play into both qualities, so you're not being just overt. So that wraps up today's video. Those are the 7 shoes that I recommend wearing on a first date. Comment down below what your favorite shoe is to wear on a first date, or what shoe you were wearing when you met your partner. And I will see you all very, very soon. Bye!